Imagine standing in front of thousands of people, their eyes fixed on you, their hearts hanging on your every word. You're not just speaking, you're igniting hope, awakening courage, and inspiring action. This is what Martin Luther King Jr. did, not just once, but time and time again. He wasn't just a leader, he was a visionary, a man who turned ordinary people into changemakers, a voice that echoed across decades and still resonates today. But what made him so effective? What were the secrets that made his leadership so impactful? You see, Dr. King wasn't born with a blueprint for leadership in his hands. He faced doubt, fear, and challenges that would have made many people quit. Yet, he rose above it all. He built movements, united people, and created change that transformed history. Guess what? His leadership principles aren't locked away in history books or reserved for the civil rights movement. They're timeless, they're practical, and they can help you be a better leader, create change in your own life, your community, and even the world around you. In this video, we're going to uncover 8 powerful leadership principles that Martin Luther King Jr. lived by. These are principles that fueled his movement and left a legacy that continues to inspire millions. And the best part, you don't have to be a famous leader or stand on a grand stage to use them. These lessons are for everyone, whether you're leading a team, advocating for a cause, or simply looking to make a difference in your own way. So stick with me, because by the end of this journey, you'll not only understand what made Dr. King such an incredible leader, you'll also walk away with the tools to lead and inspire change today. Principle 1. Lead with a clear vision. Let's start with the foundation of any great leader, vision. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't just have a dream. He shared it in a way that made others see it, feel it, and believe in it. His "I have a dream" speech wasn't just words. It was a call to imagine a world where equality wasn't a distant hope but a reality. He painted a picture so vivid that it moved millions to action. So one thing is clear, vision isn't just about having big ideas. It's about clarity. Dr. King's vision wasn't some vague notion of things getting better. It was specific, rooted in justice and equality. He made it clear what the goal was, what needed to change, and why it mattered. That kind of clarity is what inspires people. It gives them something to believe in and fight for. Think about your own life for a moment. What's the change you want to see? It doesn't have to be as big as leading a movement. Maybe it's about improving your community, supporting a cause, or making a difference at work. Whatever it is, get clear about what you want to achieve, because when your vision is clear, others can see it too, and that's when real change begins. Principle 2. Courage in the face of adversity. You can dream all you want, but the moment you step up to act on that vision, you're going to face challenges. Martin Luther King Jr. knew this better than anyone. He faced constant threats to his life, was arrested over 20 times, and had to deal with an unimaginable amount of hate. But he didn't let fear stop him. Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you act despite the fear. Dr. King once said, "Courage is an inner resolution to go forward despite obstacles." And that's exactly what he did. He walked into situations where failure, danger, or even death seemed almost certain. But he did it because he believed in the cause, and he knew that change was worth the risk. So how does that apply to you? Think about something you're passionate about, something you believe in deeply. Maybe it's speaking up about an issue, pursuing a dream, or standing up for someone who needs help. Whatever it is, fear is normal. It's part of the process. But courage is what allows you to take that first step, and then the next, and the next. Just remember, every act of courage, no matter how small, can inspire someone else to be brave too. Principle 3. Empathy and understanding. One of Martin Luther King Jr.'s most human qualities was his ability to connect with people through empathy and understanding. Dr. King didn't just fight for justice. He truly understood the struggles of those he was fighting for. He knew the pain of discrimination, the frustration of being unheard, and the fear of standing up against an unjust system. And because he understood, he could speak to those emotions in a way that moved people deeply. Empathy is what allowed him to unite so many different people, regardless of race, religion, or culture. Whether he was speaking to a crowded church, a group of students, or even his critics, he had a way of making everyone feel seen and heard. He didn't just demand change, he inspired it by appealing to people's hearts. Now here's why this matters for you. Empathy is a powerful leadership tool, whether you're trying to lead a team, solve a problem, or make a difference in your community. It starts with listening, really listening to what others are going through. Instead of jumping to conclusions or pushing your own agenda, take the time to understand their perspective. When people feel understood, they're more willing to trust you and work with you. And trust, that's the foundation of any meaningful relationship or change. Principle 4. Build strong coalitions. Here's another secret to Dr. King's success. He knew he couldn't do it alone. No great leader ever does. Martin Luther King Jr. was a master at bringing people together. He united groups from all walks of life, black and white, young and old, religious leaders, students, and everyday people. He understood that the power of a movement comes from the collective, not the individual. One of the best examples of this was the March on Washington in 1963. It wasn't just organized by one person or one group. It was a massive coalition of organizations, leaders, and volunteers who all worked together for a common goal. That's what made it so powerful. It wasn't just Dr. King's dream. It became their dream. So what can we learn from this? If you want to create change, don't try to go it alone. Whether you're leading a team, working on a project, or starting a cause, think about the people who can help you. Who shares your vision? Who brings skills, energy, or perspectives that you might not have? Collaboration isn't just about dividing a workload, it's about amplifying your impact. Together, you can achieve far more than you ever could on your own. Principle 5. Consistency and discipline. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked: consistency. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't just talk about change, he worked for it every single day. His speeches, his marches, his letters from jail, they weren't just spontaneous acts of inspiration. They were the result of relentless effort and discipline. Think about it. The civil rights movement didn't happen overnight. It took years of organizing, planning, and staying committed, even when progress seemed slow. Dr. King didn't take breaks when things got hard. He kept showing up, kept speaking out, and kept leading, no matter how tough it got. That kind of consistency is what built trust and momentum over time. Here's the lesson: big change doesn't come from big actions alone. It comes from the small, consistent steps you take every day. Whether you're working toward a personal goal, leading a project, or fighting for a cause, discipline is what keeps you moving forward. Even when it's hard, even when it feels like you're not making progress, consistency is what builds results. So don't underestimate the power of showing up again and again, because that's where real success happens. Principle 6. Faith and optimism in the face of challenges. Let's talk about something that kept Martin Luther King Jr. going when times were tough: his faith and his optimism. Dr. King faced challenges most of us can hardly imagine. He dealt with constant threats, harsh criticism, and endless obstacles. Yet through it all, he held on to a deep belief that things could get better. His faith wasn't just about religion, it was about believing in the possibility of change and the power of people to make it happen. He once said, "Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase." That's powerful, isn't it? He understood that you don't need to have all the answers to start working towards something better. You just need to believe that your efforts matter. So, what can we take from this? Life is full of setbacks. Whether you're working on a personal goal, dealing with a difficult situation, or trying to create change in your community, you're going to face challenges. But staying hopeful and keeping your belief in a brighter future is what gives you the strength to keep moving forward. Optimism isn't just wishful thinking, it's fuel for action. And when you take action, even small steps, you start to see that change is possible. Principle 7. Inspire action through words and example. Dr. King wasn't just a man of words, he was a man of action. But here's the thing, his words and actions always aligned. When he said he believed in equality, he showed it by marching, organizing, and sacrificing his own comfort and safety. He didn't just tell people what to do, he led by example. His speeches were powerful, not just because of what he said, but because people saw him living those words. He inspired others to act because they believed in him and the values he stood for. This is what made his leadership so effective. It was authentic. He didn't just talk about change, he embodied it. Now, think about your own life. You don't have to lead a movement to inspire others. Sometimes the way you live your values, whether it's being kind, standing up for what's right, or working hard, can inspire the people around you. When your words and actions align, people notice, and when they see you living with purpose, they're more likely to follow your example. That's how change spreads, one inspired action at a time. Principle 8. Nonviolent resistance as a strategy. Let's talk about one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s most defining principles, nonviolent resistance. It wasn't just a moral choice for him, it was a powerful strategy. You see, Dr. King believed that violence only creates more problems. It divides people, escalates tensions, and shifts focus away from the actual cause. Instead, he championed nonviolence as a way to win hearts and minds. Think about it. During the Montgomery bus boycott or the marches in Birmingham, people didn't fight back, even when they were attacked. They marched peacefully, they protested with dignity, and they let their actions speak louder than fists ever could. The result? The world watched. The brutality they faced contrasted so sharply with their peaceful actions that it exposed the injustice for what it truly was. It wasn't easy, but it worked. Now, how can this apply to you? Nonviolence isn't just about physical confrontation. It's about how you respond to challenges in any part of life, with calm, with patience, and with a focus on solutions, not conflict. Whether it's dealing with a difficult colleague, standing up for what's right, or navigating a disagreement, nonviolent resistance teaches us to act with purpose and principle. It's about keeping your integrity intact, even when things get tough. And trust me, people notice the kind of strength, it inspires them. These 8 powerful leadership principles that Martin Luther King Jr. lived by and shared with the world can transform your impact as a leader too. Vision, courage, nonviolence, collaboration, empathy, consistency, faith, and leading by example. Each of these principles has the power to inspire change, no matter how big or small your goal may be. The thing about Dr. King is that he didn't wait for the perfect moment to act. He didn't have a roadmap or guarantees. He just believed in the power of doing what's right and trusted that others would join him. And they did. That's the legacy he left behind, a reminder that one person's actions can ripple out and change the world. So, as you think about what you've learned today, ask yourself this: how can you take even one of these principles and apply it in your life? Maybe it's standing up for something you believe in. Maybe it's listening more, collaborating with others, or staying consistent in the face of challenges. Whatever it is, start small, but start today, because every step you take matters. As Dr. King said, the time is always right to do what is right. The question now is, what's the right step for you? You have the power to inspire change, just like he did. Thanks for watching, and remember, leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, taking action, and staying true to your values. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this.